What's up guys, this is my new garden update. It's been already 3 weeks since my last video I think, and a lot has changed since actually. The bananas grew really well the last weeks because it was quite hot actually. And yesterday this one came. It's a yuzu, a quite winter hardy citrus variety. Gonna try to plant it in the garden next spring probably. And I finally found an eucalyptus. It's Eucalyptus gunnii azura. It's probably the winter hardiest one I think. It says like minus 20 degrees Celsius. Not quite sure how accurate that one is. But yeah, I think it's the most winter hardy eucalyptus. Correct me if I'm wrong. Humilis, a new one, a small one. Yeah, it's just €8, so I was like, gonna try to plant it. I got a bigger one over there. It's already been in the earth, I think already 3 years, maybe 4 years. Quite a big trunk already. I don't know why, but no pups. Still no pups. That's the olive tree I planted last year. Survived the winter quite well, better than the figs actually. And this year there are also some olives already on it. Just a few small ones. That's the Musa Basho I planted like I think already 5-6 years ago from a small little pup. And yeah, now it's I think almost 5 to 6 meters tall already. Still no fruits though. Maybe next year. I was hoping it would flower this year, but this spring was pretty cold. So yeah, hopefully next year. That's another Musa Basho I planted I think 3 years ago. That one is not quite as tall as the other one, but it has a lot of pups. And it's still producing a lot of pups. A lot of new one coming up. That's an Encenti Petrocosa Morellii. I got 4 years ago. And the first year was growing pretty well. It got around this height, which it got now. But last year it got root rot I think, and yeah, last year wasn't growing that well. But this year it's recovering. Yeah. It's growing pretty strong again, luckily. And also a few days ago I found this Fascia japonica in a local garden center. It's quite big. Almost just like €15 for this huge Fascia. Like right next to it there was a smaller one in a bigger pot there, which was like €40. But this one was just like 15. So I got quite lucky I think. Also got this one. It's a King's Fern I think. Yeah, that's a Yucca gloriosa variegated I think. Well, I think it's a Yucca gloriosa, I'm not quite sure. Tell me in the comments if you know what it is. Yeah, and I have 2 big Brachycarpus here, planted a few years ago. I got them from Croatia as small little seedlings, and after the last years they're growing quite strong, quite big already. Yeah, it got some winter damage this winter because it didn't really protect it this winter. But just some coloration on the leaves. Nothing bad, nothing too bad. That's a Philostachys biseti bamboo. It's a quite winter hardy one. Actually, the mother plant is over there, and after the last years, it was like growing right under the pool on this side, and this year it came out over here. Yeah. So this year we built like a rhizome protection, so it's not gonna grow further next year. I have to keep track on this one. So this one is a big tree, not quite sure which variety, because it was a gift from a friend. And back then when I planted it, there wasn't really plants, so I'm not quite sure which variety. I'm gonna have to look it up. It's already really huge actually. The second winter, I think, when it was quite small, it froze back to the ground once. But ever since it's growing big. It's growing big. Right next to it, I planted some more bananas. This one is also a Musavasio. It's a small pup from the bigger plant in front. And right next to it, I planted a Musa sikimensis. I got last autumn. Yeah. And this spring I planted way too early, I think. I already thought it was dead, but quite luckily it came back. And yeah, you can see here, it's a red tiger variety. You can see the red stripes, the red coloration. Pretty nice. Let's see how it's gonna do the winter this year. Since I'm not quite that hardy like the Musabasi, I think. Not quite sure about that, but people say it's not that winter hardy. Let's see how it's going. So here we got a kiwi. Also not sure which variety, but yeah, has some fruits this year. The first time. Right next to it, I planted a pomegranate. Yeah, it's not that huge. I was growing it from seed like a few years ago. Like every winter it loses some old branches and puts up new ones. Those are like 2 old ones from last year which survived. I don't think it's the temperature. I think it's just a weak seedling probably, because it was grown from seed. Yeah, gonna have to get a better one. Over here I planted a Ponceros trefoliata. It's a trefoliate orange. It's quite winter hardy. It's probably completely winter hardy. Down to -25, I think. And yeah, let's see how it's growing. It's the first year in the ground. It's growing pretty fast now because the weather is quite hot. Over there I planted a Opuntia. Also not sure which variety that one is. Gonna have to tell after they flowered for the first time. Cause from now I'm not quite sure which variety it is. Maybe a Humifusa. But yeah, the seller also didn't know which varieties. Yeah. Let's see. It also growing a new one here. This one is a big Taxus pacata, like a European yew. Spring I planted like 15 of them in our forest, because in Austria here they are, I think they're on the red list. Yeah. Yeah, that's our workshop. We're building, also both here. That's why I planted the yew trees in the forest actually. So in maybe like 40-50 years I can make some bows out of them. Let's see. Yeah. Those are made mainly out of ash and black locust. Yeah. Nice one. They're all flat bows, but my dad built. I was trying to build an English longbow out of ash. So not with a complete rounded belly like the original ones, because out of here with ash you have to make a rather flat belly. Yeah, it's not bending. Still have to till it, but let's see how it's going. Hopefully it's not gonna break. The first one I made broke, unfortunately. Just right exploded in my hand. Yeah. I can also show you how to make arrowheads actually, if you're interested in it. I can't find it, so I found them. So if you're interested in how to make bows, I mean I'm not a professional, it's just a hobby of mine. I can show you another YouTube video if you want to, and also how to make these arrowheads yourself. It's pretty funny actually to make them. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Yeah, I planted another Centivetricosa morellii here, and it's not growing that well here actually. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's too windy, but yeah. And then I planted 1, 2, 3 olive trees this year. They're normally not grown here in Austria, but I was like, let's give it a try, because the other one in front next to the house survived last winter, so I was like, I'm gonna try some more olives. There's actually 3 different varieties. That one is a Frantoio, then this one is a Lecchino, and then the one is a Pendolino olive. All 3 varieties, probably the hardiest one you can plant. Then here another trifoliate orange. This one is a small strawberry tree, Arbutus ornado. Also the first year here. Let's see if it survives the winter. Gonna have to protect it this winter, I think, because it's quite, the branches are quite thin still. Over here in the corner, this one is a Musa acuminata, Dove Cavendish. Yeah, it's not gonna survive the winter outside, so I have to gonna bring it in this winter again. Like then said, the 2 have to bring them in winter. The only one which I can leave outside is the Musa basil, quite hardy. Also planted this year here, this spot. It's quite warm here because it's on the south side of the workshop, and it's getting quite warm here. This one is a small Philostachys edulis, like them, also called Moso bamboo. I think it's supposed to be the biggest Philostachys bamboo which exists, but yeah, this one is quite small still. I have another one in the growing box in the house, which is growing better, but yeah, it's also quite small still. Gonna show you later. So this is the growing box my dad and me built. Inside, yeah, that one is just aluminium foil from the kitchen, which is not ideal, but yeah, it works, so never mind. This one is the other Philostachys edulis. Yeah, it's bigger than the other one outside, but yeah, still pretty small. And then over here we got 2 Ensete ventricosum, the normal plant, the green version of it, so not the morellii. It's growing them from seed, and yeah, they're the only one germinated. Still have 8 seeds I think in the growing box, but they still haven't germinated yet. This one is a papaya, also growing from seed. And yeah, it's doing quite good actually in the growing box here. I think outside it wouldn't grow that well actually.